I love making videos that are based on your comments, and frankly, many of you ask me about REITs because it looks like a really convenient way to get in the game of real estate. So what is a REIT? Is it good? Is it bad? Is it useful? Is it a help or is it a hindrance? I'm going to answer all of that today, and I'm also going to share with you my number one favorite alternative to a REIT. And I think today is going to give you exactly what you need to hack the financial game to the next level.
'Cause we're gonna be legends. What we're doing here ain't just scary. It's about to be legendary.
So what is a REIT? A REIT is a real estate investment trust. Congress passed this act in the 1960s that basically said people can come together and form these REITs and people can buy into them. And what it is, it's a group, it's a security of a whole bunch of individuals that are collectively going out there and basically acquiring real estate. Because at the time, Congress said, you know what, we got this 401k thing, we got this IRA thing. It'd be great if we could help people, Americans, experience buying real estate, but you see, in an easier manner. Because dude, if you want to buy your own home, you got to put a 20% down payment. Then you've got everything riding on that one deal. And that's kind of a high barrier of entry. Wouldn't it be easier if people could just throw money in and collectively have someone else in charge of buying it? And that's essentially what a real estate investment trust is. Now, there are a couple different kinds of REITs. There's equity-based REITs, there's mortgage-based REITs. And of those two kinds, really your equity-based REITs, they tend to focus on buying multifamily, commercial properties, strip malls. And what they do is they focus predominantly on collecting rents as a source of income for their REIT. But you also have mortgage REITs where they're actually lending on real estate and they make their money based on interest returns. My only beef with REITs is that most of them seem to have annual dividends that pay out at 6, 7, or 8%. And then there is a little bit of an ownership play. And so there are advantages to REITs. I mean, one, it'll get you in the game, right? That's a positive. And the second thing is that, a REIT actually allows you to get some diversification spread over a number of properties. But there are some downsides to REITs, at least for me, because remember, my bias, I know how to produce 28% every year on average on my real estate. That's just what my average tends to be on my last several thousand deals that I've done with people. With the REIT, you lose a high degree of control. Because now all of a sudden it's like, you're right, you might get the diversification of being in on many projects and property, but I actually don't have control. I don't get to decide what we do with the property. You don't always even get control of when you get to pull out of a deal or what that looks like. So that's problematic for me. The second problem with REITs is their fee structure. You can end up paying a lot of money. Those things can get sucked dry from the inside, making a lot of other people money that you also could be getting your hands on. So that's another disadvantage of a REIT. But for me, when I look at REITs and I want to compare it to what I do in the game of real estate, my preference is have a solid strategy on real estate so that whether you're working with very little or no money at all, or whether you have a lot of money maybe saved up in 401ks, IRAs, or business savings, there's a way to deploy that into real estate, and instead of getting 6 and 7% returns, there's a way for you to turn that into 20 to 30% returns. And when you compound that with time, that's why real estate produces millionaires. I don't see REITs doing that for people because I've known many people that are participating in them. But when I have the command of control to buy a property and 4 years later with great returns, sell it and trade it for 2 and sell it and trade it for 4, then guess who gets to benefit from doing that? You get to benefit from doing that. So it is a little bit more work, but you have to ask yourself, if a REIT is guaranteed not to give you what you need or want, then is it really the right strategy? Most of us are putting our money into broken systems. I put my money in a 401k, an IRA, a REIT, and I do the math, and when I retire, it won't be enough. But that's what I'm doing with my money. Does that really make sense to you? Does that sound smart? For me, I would rather say, wait a second. If I use these vehicles and they can't get me where I want to go, then I have the wrong vehicle. And that's why there's alternative to REITs. In fact, one of those alternatives, you can get your hand on a copy of my book for free, The Straight Path to Real Estate Wealth. It'll show you how to buy real estate in your backyard super profitably with those really high returns. Or you can take shortcuts and actually learn about some of my systems where I partner with people and show them over 10 years how to start averaging 100% a year or more on their real estate. It's super exciting stuff. So I just know some of you are thinking right now, okay, Chris, give me an alternative to a REIT. What would that look like? like? I'm going to give you two right now. The first one is if you get your hands on a copy of my book, it's free. I just ask that you cover the shipping on it. And when you read it, it's going to show you a 4-step system of how to actually access the best strategy. Local real estate for a newbie, I 100% recommend doing lease options. It's very simple. It's something you can do. And it's a way to get in the game with very, very little money at all, and in some cases, no money. So it'll break that down for you. It'll show you how to actually isolate and use some of my favorite strategies for finding the hot deals that are in your backyard, and then how to get them under contract so that you can then buy those homes. And actually, with this system, you, on average, on an entry-level basic home, you end up making about $500 a month cash flow, and usually about $5,000 up front comes back in your pocket. And there's tens of thousands of dollars that you make as well. So this book will document that. The second system is for those of you that say, well, Chris, that sounds a little bit hands-on, and I don't really know if that's my game. Well, here's what I want you to understand. If you want some help, I've got a team of coaches, a whole program, a system that is all designed to actually help you do it. So you don't have to feel like you're alone. In fact, that's one of the biggest mistakes that people make in real estate is they read a book and they're like, I'm just going to go do it. I'm going to say, back up and get a mentor and have someone watch your six, watch your back and see what you're doing and tell you why not to buy that property or verify why another property might be a good idea. I wouldn't have gotten in the game if I hadn't had mentors that have done that for me, which is why it's a service that I provide for you. So that's one of your options. The other option is to say, well, Chris, I really want to be totally hands-off like a REIT. A REIT is really hands-off. I love that benefit. And if that's meaningful to you, then I also have a version of a REIT that simply pays out a whole lot more money where you and I actually partner up together and we go into the marketplace together, and my team of 200 experts will actually find the deals for you, help buy them on your behalf, get them rented out on your behalf, track them, manage them, and then 4 or 5 years, sell them, multiply the portfolio, and do all of that for you. So whether you really say, Chris, I got a lot of money or no money, or I want to be super hands-on or hands-off, there's total options for you. And a copy of this book comes with a free consultation for those that want it so that we can actually walk you through, put ourselves in your shoes and say, hey, here's how we would do it if we were you. Friends, that's REITs 101. I hope that is helpful. Thank you so much for joining today. Make sure that you do subscribe. And if you're serious about getting in the game of real estate, click those links below, get with my team, and let's find the best option for you.